distro Docker file?
I'm in the hacker rank now.
Perfect. Okay. So you should see the distro Docker file problem. Feel free to start at your own pace, read out loud or in your head. Don't mind. I'm also more than willing to act as your Google and answer any clarifying questions or technical syntax questions.
Sure. So let's create a distro Docker image. Start with the full image with the bar tag as a base builder image using apt or your favorite package manager. Install the BAS package. Assume the BAS binary file is that. Tag as our lightweight image. Yes, file lives and it's 511, not from the first image. I'm sure the correct files are transferred into the lightweight image. That uses 8080 by default. Okay, let me start.
Apologies, we don't have any syntax highlighting or anything here. It's just plain text.
Yeah. How's your day going, by the way?
Not bad. Just went and got lunch and here doing this for the next couple hours, so
Nice.
Can't really complain. How about you?
Yeah, it's going good. Are you based out of Bay Area?
I'm actually in Chicago right now, working remotely, but I will be back in the Bay Area in 6 months or so.
Okay. Yes, I think this it should do the job in this case. So as you said, the task was to create a distro-less Docker image, meaning it is a lightweight image that contains only essential application and end dependencies. So the Docker file starts with the base image, called the foo with the tag bar, and the base image will be used as a builder image, meaning it contains tools to install and configure the application. But we won't keep everything from this image in the final Docker image. So after that, I use the package manager, which will install the BAS package in the build image. And this step assumes that the apt-get or another package manager is available in the base image. We also assume locations of BAS binary and the data files. The data file associated with the bands are located there, and these files are essential for the application to function. And we will copy them to the final image after installing and setting up everything in the builder image. So the next step is to switch to a lightweight image called quiz, and then with the Cook's tag, this image is minimal and does not contain tools like package manager. It will hold only the essential files copied from builder. Use the copy command to move necessary files from the builder image into the lightweight image. And specifically, the binary BAS is associated with the locations in the builder image. So some of the paths expose the network ports, and then work on this to inform the Docker files which is running on the port on the entry point.
Cool, great. I'm pretty satisfied with this. I'll lock this.
Mm-hmm.
The other question that I have for you, it's locked to Python. Are you pretty comfortable with Python? I noticed you had that in your resume. I just want to make sure that that was...
Yes, I'm very comfortable with Python. Yeah.
Perfect. So same deal, feel free to ask me any questions in terms of technical syntax or anything like that. Do note that in this question description,
Mm-hmm.
there is step 2 and step 3 are an either and an or. So you can feel free to do either step 2 or step 3, but both is not necessary.
I can do either step 2 or step 3. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, I see the question here. Write a Python script that performs the following task. Queries a remote server to check if it is online, responding to pings. If the server is online, use SSH. Hunter, I think it should work. It's the code I have written. It should be good. It should be fine for this thing. Can we run or? I,
We can't run, but that's okay.
yeah.
I'm pretty satisfied with the answer. So let me ask you some questions here.
Sure.
Firstly, what can you explain the choice behind the usage of port 8080 and 80 there?
Sure. So I just did a random choice because it was not mentioned there. It was just a random choice. I just did the most commonly used ports for the TCP.
Okay. In particular, can you explain to me what those two ports are typically used for?
Yeah, so typically 80 is used for the Tomcat and like port 80 is used for the HTTP Apache, and 80 is used for basically like for the Tomcat.
Okay. And how
And
come you expose
80 for Tomcat and 80 for Apache. Yeah.
so how come in particular in this case you exposed like the tunnel is 8080 to 80? Why not 8080 to 8080?
Yeah, the tunnel is 80 to 80. So that's what was the question?
So why not 8080 to 8080?
Oh, why not 80 to 80? Okay. So I mean, this is just like a random choice. I did not think of, I mean, like that. So, but then one of the other specific reason in this case is the fact that when I expose the ports on the external world, it's basically like port 80 is the default HTTP port inside the Nginx container where the Nginx web server listens. So port 80 inside the container typically is reserved for the HTTP services, and like port 8080 on the host machine like allows the engine access through the IP address port. So you may already have a service like running on port 80 on the host machine. So you can also use a different external port, and you want to expose like container service on a different like user-friendly port and avoid like a direct exposure of the port 80 allows flexibility of use on a different port of the external access.
Okay. Um, Another question here. Suppose we, for some reason, couldn't run the ping command for is server online. How else could we figure out if that server is available? Let's say, in particular, that server is only accepting traffic on, for instance, port 80.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we can just do, we can attempt the SSH connection, or we can do a telnet in this case. And
Can you demo that?
I said like we can attempt the SSH connection, or we can do a telnet in this case. And
Right.
apart
Could
from
you
that,
demonstrate that in the Python script?
you want me to write the telnet?
Yeah.
Okay. I will just use the curl, the quest. I think that's much better. Let me go and write that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in this case, we are using HTTP to send a GET request to that URL. What if at that URL, the port accepting that traffic did not have a REST handler?
Yeah, I think, okay, let me just check like what I can do to fix that.
I mean, I think you gave me a good answer in Telnet, but I'd just like to see how we utilize Telnet.
We can just do a raw TCP connection instead of sending the HTTP GET request. We can simply check like if the server is accepting TCP connections, and we can just do a raw TCP connection on port 80 using a socket connection. There is a socket library which is available there. We can have a timeout in this case, and so just like a socket timer can be done in this case. So the receiver connection will be used. And do you want me to like implement? If you want, I can implement that.
I mean, honestly, I just wanted to see how you would use Telnet. That was my biggest curiosity. I think in general, probably this solution would work. I'm certain your ping solution would work, and I know that a socket solution can work. I'm mostly just curious how we could use Telnet in particular.
Okay, let me just go and use that. I think this should work, and this is the socket implementation.
Okay, cool. All right, well, then we can be done with this problem.